This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No. Y'all,
This
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Hey.
Erica Cobb back in the house looking good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We walked in the
Appreciate
meeting
it.
and I was like, who's the, oh, that's Erica's
I
back.
know.
Erica's back, looking good.
I was just looking at Erica. I was like, how many different pictures of
Yeah.
yourself do you like? I'm the same. I got the same dumb face for 20 years. Erica's probably got like photos where you look like a totally different person, like month to month. It's so cool to be able to play with your look like that. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I enjoy doing, this is my Beverly Hills glam.
Yeah, why don't you say real quickly what you
Yeah, I was at Kathy Hilton's house last night. Or the night before last. Yeah.
Can't even remember what
hanging
night
out.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Tuesday night. So every year, Kathy has her Christmas at Kathy's. It's at her house in Bel Air, and I got an invite this year, and it was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was so many, I mean, was everyone there? Was the house
Yeah,
great?
I mean-
was the food good? Was everything good?
How about one question?
I'm sorry, I have so many questions.
No, everything was great. Yeah, there was a red carpet. I saw a lot of the people that I just saw a few weeks ago at BravoCon. So you had like a lot of like Bravo celebrities, and yeah, I took photos with people. Shout out to Crystal and Rob Minkoff. Rob Minkoff is the director of Lion King. I had a really great conversation with him. Wow. So awesome. I love Crystal because I'm a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fan. So she was like super awesome, gave me a big hug when she first walked in. So we ended up taking a family picture in front of the Christmas tree.
Just you and Alex in there.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad you're on the show, Erica, because one day on the show we're going to be talking about you.
Yes.
And Erica,
Yes.
I don't want to one up your story, but last night I called Tori and she didn't call me back.
You didn't call me.
I did call you.
I didn't see you call me at all. I was making beans in a soup can.
We've gone on long enough, but I have
Okay.
so many
Did
follow-up
you have your
questions to
bundle
that.
with you?
No,
or-
I was making
Beans in a
I
soup
was making a nice soup, and I was making beans.
Good thing nobody Michael Dean's here, but people would be really mad right now. Am I right? Yeah, move it along. Even Michael Dean's like, and he's very patient. All right, welcome to DBL. Millions tuned in each week to watch the wholesome and authentic love story on The Golden Bachelor. But how authentic is it? A new expose in The Hollywood Reporter spoke to a, quote, secret ex-girlfriend of Gary's that he supposedly dated after his wife of 43 years died. She claims they dated for nearly 3 years and that they even moved in together before he allegedly dumped her for gaining 10 pounds. Let's look back and see what Gary told E.T.
Have the ladies been sliding into the DMs, Gary?
I don't know what that is. I know absolutely nothing about social media. I'm a neophyte to this. I mean, I haven't dated in 45 years.
Just, I think, important point. All this came out, of course, right before tonight's big finale.
I go back and forth. I want to know what you guys think, because this isn't a bachelor. This is the bachelor. They're selling him as the most eligible bachelor, especially at this age. And people are starting to kind of nitpick, and maybe with just cause, his resume. But I think the producers and even us as viewers lie to us. Sell us the fantasy. That's why people go to Disney World. I want to believe. Don't show me the back. So I think there's a part of us that we want to go through with a fine-tooth comb and be like, this isn't true. But at the same time, Tori, we want the fantasy. And that's what they gave us with Gary.
They did. I also think this might help viewership. This little controversy. I don't think this is bad for The Bachelor. They're like, is he or isn't he?
He wasn't in jail.
Right,
Yeah.
and some people will tune in for the finale for this. So, what do you say? Fame, shame, it's a
all
game.
the same
It's
game.
the same
It's all a
game.
can of beans
It's a
soup.
can of beans soup. And so I really do think that this won't hurt the franchise. I do think, though, next Bachelor or Bachelorette, maybe be a little bit more honest. We don't need the perfect
But do
guy.
you want the perfect?
I
Because
think
other
it's-
than that, it's just a guy.
No.
I don't need to me, it's too squeaky clean. It gets a little creepy.
Exactly.
That's
I
my
don't
problem.
trust anybody. Gary is 71 years old.
Yeah.
If he hasn't lied, cheated, and stolen
Yeah.
at some point in 71 years, and I'm not talking about like bank heist stealing,
Right.
Yeah.
or like I'm not talking about like you cheated on your dying spouse, type thing, like you cheated on a test. Like people are going to do things, and it's going to be considered not the right thing
They
to
have
do.
vices, yeah.
That's called being human.
Right. Right.
Now, if you are someone who is completely squeaky clean, you haven't done any of those things, I don't want to know you.
You're a sociopath.
I really don't.
Yeah, right.
I don't.
Isn't The Bachelor squeaky?
No, because you are talking about a reality show where a person is the prize. So you have to go off and have a real relationship. If you're gonna have a real relationship with someone, they have to be a real person. And honestly, this expose is not really that expository.
Right.
Because if it was something where he had done something that was like damning, you know, like nefarious or really harmed people, that would be something different. But you have two people who seemingly are very smitten with this man. He seems very smitten with them. They're in their 70s or 60s. It's like, child, go live your life.
Yeah.
But ultimately, these things that you're seeing is all a fantasy. No one thinks that Gary is going to charter a helicopter and land on a yacht and spend the afternoon having lunch with these people like he did with Faith. This is a fantasy. I'm not going to think about Gary after that final rose ceremony.
Wish him well.
I wish him so well.
Yep.
But I don't need to know this.
Yeah.
I don't.
Are you going to watch the finale?
Of course.
Okay, there we go.
I just don't like where we're at in society where we build people up like we did all season with Gary and then find a reason to chop them down
Oh,
and everyone
yeah.
attacks someone. I mean, that's just...
That's the playbook.
Yeah, it is the playbook. Even when I lived in Los Angeles, in that little microcosm, that was the playbook.
Totally.
Everyone's like whining about how they don't have jobs and life's hard. And then you get a job and you're like, hey man, you elevate yourself a little bit. The friends that you had aren't really your friends. They're jealous of some sort.
Totally.
And the more you climb the ladder, the less you talk to the people on the bottom. And the people on the bottom gang up more people because they're miserable. And misery loves company. And that's what we're doing as a society. If we have that picture of Gary just by the water, this is an impossible task to complete as a human.
If you showed up to my house and I was on the porch like that, you would turn around.
But
That's terrifying.
everyone thinks that they have an opinion about producing movies in Hollywood. There's a reason. There's a phrase called pulling back the curtain.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
That is what you are sold, America, and you got sold. And now Gary broke up with somebody supposedly for losing 10 pounds or gaining 10 pounds, whatever that fake story was on finale night. Get out of here.
Don't you think they could have even set it up so you get more press?
Maybe. Let's follow up on the YouTube break because I do have a theory about the woman who came forward to do the expose.
By the way, I'm going to change my profile picture and just put my head in Gary's and use that for like my Christmas card.
I would
Can we do that by the
so
end?
scared.
Nah, Joel's busy. All right, coming up on DBL, comedian Bill Engvall takes a look back at his decades-long career, and a new movie about Donald Trump is in the works. You better not like it. Can you guess who's playing him?
I do want to acknowledge that the woman who came forward to say that Gary had dated someone actually dated him for about 3 years. They lived together for a part of that, and they dated shortly after his wife passed away. Now, I think it is important that if you are someone who, like, let's say you end up in a situation like this, which is like 1 in a billion, but I can understand feeling some type of way about being erased from someone's story because it's essentially erasing your experience. But the idea of coming forward to expose someone, if he didn't do it, if like clearly the relationship didn't work out, so that's just it. It didn't work out. Could Gary have been more forthcoming that actually I did go out with other people after my wife passed away? You don't know what the editing process is like. He could have been a little bit more honest about it, and the editors were like, no, that's not a part of our storyline.
That doesn't work for the story.
Right, so you can feel some type of way about that. I'm not trying to come for her either, but the idea that this is an expose, like, we have so many things that are being exposed in society right now, and they are so detrimental to the fabric of our world. And this isn't the type of expose. Yeah, it's not a scandal.
She's not a, hey, ladies, watch out, he's an arsonist.
Right, or
He's
yeah,
something terrible.
He's a con man,
Yes.
which like that
Love
would be,
fraud
we'd be
and that kind
talking
of
about
stuff,
something
yes.
totally different. But yeah, I do think that sometimes it does come down to the editing. They're trying to create a fantasy, and that's what it is. That's why I watch. I don't want to know what Gary's credit score is. I don't.
Yeah, and I think weirdly.
Welcome back to DBL. Looks like a movie based on the early life of Donald Trump called The Apprentice is in the works. So Marvel star Sebastian Stan will play a young Donald Trump. The movie will show Trump's efforts to build his real estate empire in New York, and Maria Bakalova, who starred in the Borat sequel, will play Trump's first wife, Ivana. So Sebastian Stan, if you don't know, is no stranger to playing controversial people. He starred as Tommy Lee in the Hulu series Pam and Tommy and received an Emmy and Golden Globe nod for the role. So we don't know exactly all the details to this, but I think it's going to be kind of satirical, kind of very much like that Hulu series that they did on Pam and Tommy, just because too, Maria was also in the Borat movie. She has a comedy background. So I think it's going to be satirical in some sort of way, just because can you do Donald Trump right now with all the controversy? It's got to be kind of comical, wouldn't you think, Al?
I would think the controversy helps. Like, for as much as you would say, oh, the left is going to go after this, they should hope so.
People are already losing
If I'm
their
making this
minds.
movie,
They're eating beans in their basement.
I am praying that the left goes after this, because it's just going to drive traffic towards it. It's going to make the people that are supporting this movie support it even more. So I don't see, unless it's terribly acted or like no one likes the premise of it, I think if they come at it a little bit more seriously, a lot of people look at him as a serious figure. If you prop him up, have a good look in Hollywood, I think people will go watch.
Yeah, but there's no major studio behind this yet either. So you have to think of how big you could go.
Right. So I wanted to look at who is making this film, because that matters, right? Is it a big Universal film, or is this? It's an Iranian director who's made some sort of progressive feminist movement movies about the murders of sex workers in Iran. I do think it'll have an indie tilt, but what I think with the title and what we're going to see is his take on real estate and how he was as a landlord and how he built up that real estate. Not a lot of people know that part of Donald Trump, right? And The Apprentice makes me think it will tell the story of his father and him. Now, his father was a real estate guru. Many say a racist, and he was actually convicted on being a landlord.
The state of New York said that.
They sure did. The state of New York.
Literally,
the old business term.
They
typed that.
called him racist.
He was an astronaut as well as a racist.
He wasn't allowed to. He didn't rent to people of color. That was a problem. Yeah. But that will be brought up, as well as the apprenticeship to Donald Trump and what became his, some say, corrupt version of real estate, and others say a brilliant move in New York to become the king of real estate. Yeah. So what I think it's going to give you those years that very few people know, while he was learning from his father, who fewer people know about, who is one of the greatest influences in Donald's life that we know very little about.
I think voyeurism is real. And I also think that people like to see and hear, some people, myself, I want to hear a diversity of thought. I want to see things that I am unfamiliar with, because I want to better understand why I might agree or disagree with them. I mean, I think about some of the things that I've watched that don't align with my political or any ideology of mine. Like, Give Me Roger Stone, I watched 4 times.
Me too, I loved it.
I found the whole thing so fascinating.
Me too.
So I don't know if it's necessarily a political divide. I think anything that bears the name Trump becomes controversial, but I would be interested in watching it.
And let me just say, just to your point, he was very apolitical in that New York world. He actually took himself out of politics and was just this celebrity guy. Right. He was in Home Alone. He was like this Hugh Hefner dude. So I think it's going to capture that Sebastian Stan era, and we're going to see a non-political side and his real estate side. That's what I think.
Do you think he'll do that dance you just did?
You mean this one?
Film? Yeah.
While making beans?
Hey, man, I don't have a political side. I just eat beans. Coming up on DBL.
What do you want?
We're talking with comedian Bill Engvall about his comedy special. Plus, we had a funny conversation about Bigfoot. Who doesn't love Bigfoot? Stick around.
say, "We miss you, baby, when you coming back?" And she would type IDK MU and the number 2. And I'm like, I the moon. You to me. And they go, "Yeah, what the hell is she saying?" She's saying, "I don't know, but I miss you too." And that was so sweet. And I wish I'd have known that before I wrote her out of the will.
Welcome back. That was a clip from comedian Bill Engvall's last stand-up special. And earlier we spoke with him about his career and if he believes Bigfoot is real. Check it out.
Please welcome back to DBL, Bill Engvall.
Hey, everybody.
Good to see ya.
Great to see you, Bill. Happy holidays from your old pal, Pastor Paul from Wish for Christmas.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So, Bill, let's get to it. In your last stand-up special, you talk about wanting a Bigfoot costume. So, do you believe Bigfoot is real?
Well, I haven't been proven that he doesn't. So, you know, for me, I think there's a fun of it. Yes, would I love to see a Bigfoot? Yeah, like that'd be all. I don't want to see it up close, but, you know, and the sad thing, though, is if there is a Bigfoot out there, I hope that somebody who knows what they're doing catches him. And someone's just going to shoot him.
So, Bill, real quickly, did you see this video? Because we film out here in Colorado. What do you think? Is this a real Bigfoot?
I'm going to go no on that. That could very easily have been me. I mean, who knows what's out there? I don't know. You know, it's like, there's a part of me that, you know, is there Loch Ness monster? Is there, we as humans, we're fascinated by monsters. But I'll be honest with you, I'm addicted to those shows. I watch them all the time.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh because they'll just be walking through the woods and then out of nowhere, one of them will go, "Did you hear that?"
Bill, your bit about texting really resonated with me because I'll text my daughter and, you know, it'll just say delivered silently. And I'm like, I paid the bills. No, mine goes straight through. So I really, us older dudes texting young people, I get it, bro.
Oh, yeah. That's with our kids to say. I remember if I need to get hold of my kids, it could be 2, 3, 4 days before I hear from them. But if they need something,
right,
and I don't answer them right away, they're like, "Well, where were you?" I'm trying to get hold. I go, "Well, welcome to the club."
Well, you know, from one stand-up to an accomplished 42-year vet like yourself, looking back over your entire career, what tour stands out to you as the most memorable? I'm curious.
You know, I think when I was on the Blue Collar tour, that thing just got so big. I mean, there was blue collar dolls, for God's sakes. I mean, it was. I think we all knew it would be successful, but I don't think we had any idea. I mean, we were selling out arenas. It was. You know, I remember the first time we did a show. And we were in an arena. Before they let the crowd in, I walked to the center stage and just looked around and thought, my God, I started out in a smoky little comedy club, and here I am in the middle of this arena, and people have bought tickets to see us. That just was beyond. It wasn't even in your realm of thought.
Bill, before we go, I got to know what was the first club you did?
First club I ever did was the Comedy Corner in Dallas, Texas. It then became a strip joint, and now I think it's a Costco.
There we go. We call that the natural evolution of things.
Right. Yeah. We heard Jeff Foxworthy pulled a prank on you on a plane. We'd love to hear this story.
So we were, I forget, we were somewhere in the Midwest, and I had a private plane because I had been doing some other gigs, and we landed, and the pilot said, "We can't open the doors yet." And I said, "What's the problem?" And they said, "Apparently the DEA has to come on, and there's been rumors of drugs on the plane." Ooh. And I'm losing my mind. I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then I see Foxworthy outside, and the pilots and everybody was in on it. So, but there was a moment. I was really getting angry because I had to get off the plane, and then I saw his grin out there, and I went, "Okay." All right.
Good old Yep. Bill, thank you so much for joining us on DBL today. To our viewers, here's your sign. It's finally time. My last show is out December 5th on several platforms, including Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, and YouTube. Thank you again, Bill.
So
great to
see
see you.
42 years, brother.
Congrats is right.
Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out. All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Jeff, hey DBL Nation. We are super excited to show you all of our deals today. They're super snazzy. Come shop with me. Look at this. I love it. Check out the Adagio California Air 1 styler set. This deal includes one wand with 5 different attachments. Now normally this is $299, but we've got it for $39.99. That is saving 87%. Now check out this for you chefs at home. This is the Eat Neat 12-piece knife and cutting board set. So this doorbuster deal includes an 8-inch chef's knife, an 8-inch bread knife, an 8-inch slicing knife, a 4-inch paring knife, a 5-inch utility knife, 1 knife sharpener and 1 cutting board. But this block that they're on right here does not come with the set. This doorbuster deal is always super popular, so we have a limit on this of 3 per customer. So normally this is $41, but we have got it for just $10. That's saving 76%. And check out this. This is super handy too. We've got the Cobalt X adjustable 2-in-1 smartphone or tablet stand. So this deal includes 1 stand that you can see here. It is adjustable. So normally it's $30, but we have got them for just $5. So that's saving 83%. And then also, last today, we've got the Holmes Air 1 True HEPA Air Purifier Tower. So this deal includes 1 air purifier and it comes with 3 replacement filters. Normally it's $160. We have got it for $39.99. That's saving 75%.
Great job, Steph. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code on the screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Again, Steph, fantastic job.
I want those
I hope you
knives.
guys scan that QR code because we're pretty much sold out of everything.
Because you were the host?
Yep.
Lies. You're Gary the Bachelor and you lied. No, I'm kidding.
There's plenty of stuff left. It's the holidays. Go pick it up.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
man.
Well, we got no more time. I was just going to make something up, but we're out of time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yay.